Hi, it's Lisa Cuneo, and welcome to my scrapbook table. Today I'm taking part in Follow a Sketch February. I know I'm posting this on the very last day of the month. This is actually the sketch for one of the previous days, and I will have links in the description box below and more about that. But here's the sketch I'm using by Frances Sylvia. And today I am taking part in helping celebrate my friend Rona, who reached her 500 subscribers goal here on YouTube. And we are celebrating with her today. And she just asked that we pick something from her channel and be inspired by it. And I thought of a couple of different things, and I looked at a bunch of layouts, and I thought, when I think of Rona, what do I think about? Well, what I think about is Pretty Little Studio. And that is what I am using today. I have this collection it's called Good Vibrations. I bought it from MK Gunn's store called Some Assemblage Required. And it came with flowers, some labels, some cut-aparts. And then the cruise I was on, we got some Pretty Little Studio things there too. I am using this photo, and I'll tell you more about that as we go. Once again, here is the sketch I'm using. Oops. And at first I only had one photo, but then I printed a little small photo of the book that she was reading to us. And so I have trimmed down my white cardstock, backed it with black, and then I gutted that and used it to mat some things. I wanted very fine, very thin mats. And I even wanted it around the patterned papers. And here I'm thinking about using those small circles, but I end up deciding I want to make the scallops from the sketch out of these flowers. And so I cut them each in half and just put them beneath this multicolor stripe. And I feel like that multicolor stripe is really important. Even though it's really small, it plays an important role in this layout because it has all of the colors that I am bringing in. There wasn't enough of the pink to focus on just that, and the little title there that I'm going to use is multicolored. So I decided bringing that multicolor stripe in at the bottom, just that small piece of it, I think really makes a difference in this layout. And there's only 4 of these large labels, and so I cut them in half, and I'm going to stagger them along the left-hand side there, like there were some larger tags in the sketch. And so I am thinking about where am I going to have some gaps and how am I going to fill those. And I decided the title would fill one of the gaps nicely, and then some flowers will fill another one. My glue bottle is like, it's leaking, even when it's standing up, it's leaking. And I think it's because the pressure in it is strange because of flying. It was in my checked bags. And I think I need to just like take the top lid off and let it sit for a little while, and the glue that is stuck up there at the top can go down to the bottom. I hope that made sense. Anyway, Wildflower is one of the titles, I guess the only title in here, and I just decided to use it, even though it doesn't really the picture has nothing to do with flowers. I picked it anyway. And so I added some word phrases. One says, "This happened," and that's the one I put on the photo. And then I choose some that are going to go in the labels down along the left-hand side. So that one I placed there says, "Check this out." Then I'm adding some flowers. I add a little word that says "happy." And in the middle of this, I knocked half of the word phrases that I cut out from that big cut apart sheet. I knocked half of them on the floor. And of course, some of the ones that went on the floor were ones I wanted to use. So I had to find them again and get those straightened out. And then I decide I need some other flowers over here as well, because just having that one cluster, which is actually just one single die cut, it looks like 3 flowers layered, but it's not. So I wanted some more over here. So I put this one down, I back it with a little bit of black, and then I pull out another one to layer on top of that and actually bump it up on some fun foam. The main photo in the page is bumped up on fun foam as well. And so this picture was taken, we were visiting our good friends in Alabama, and this was the night before we left, and Dan and Emily and I were all piled on Anna's big bed with tiny little Anna and her sister Emmy, and Emmy decided to read us a bedtime story. And it was so precious. I could just cry thinking about it, but it just made me so grateful for that moment. I just sat there and listened to her storytelling and reading with such expression, and I just soaked it all in, and I'm very grateful for this memory, and so I wanted to get it on a layout. And there you can see I popped the blue flower up. I also add one more to this little cluster at the bottom. And the book that she read is called Goldilocks Returns, and it's when Goldilocks has grown up. Maybe she's even an old lady by then. I don't remember the exact story, but it was really funny, and we had good laughs about it as she read to us. And of course, Dan nodded off during the story, which is just so perfect. And I used my ruler. I started without it, and then I'm like, no, I better use my ruler. I just used it as a guide to do my journaling, and I did make a mistake in my journaling, and I left it in here to show you how I fixed it. If you've watched my videos for a while, you know that I'm not always a real good planner as far as planning out my entire layout and all the details and my exact journaling and all that. I just kind of see what happens, and sometimes that means I make a mistake. So I do make one. I misspell a word, and so I stopped and I paused and I thought, what can I do to cover this up so that it doesn't look like I'm covering up a mistake? And you'll see in just a moment that I just added a flower like the ones over on the left and the ones I used as scallops in the border, and another little circle with some hearts on it, and that covers it up and takes care of the problem. So I'm really happy with how this layout turned out. I love the colors. I like the little black borders around the patterned paper, and so I'm really happy that I thought of using Pretty Little Studio. It represents Rona to me, and she's so talented. So if you are not a subscriber of Rona's, I strongly suggest you hop over to her channel and hit that subscribe button and watch some of her videos. She's so talented and so encouraging, and I just really appreciate her, and I hope she feels really special today. So thank you for joining me. I'm really grateful that you're here. I hope you enjoyed the video and that you'll give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, I hope you do so. And thanks for joining me. I hope you have a great day and that you get to create something with your scrapbook supplies very soon. Thanks so much. Bye.